Yeah. Test. Hello, morning, folks. Quick video here, following up on last night. Um, we, as always, broke all the rules. We specifically said that we will not be changing the price lots. Um, so we did. We know we will break all the rules, so we did. We put 100 instead of 20 on this one. Giving us quite a considerable profit this morning. That puts us to it's one. Yeah, this is the trade here, so I'm happy about that. Now the reason I wanted to do this video, I want to go over two things here. It's price dynamic balance, which is what everyone seems to be missing. They think everything is fixed, and it's not. Nothing is fixed. Everything is dynamic. Um, what I mean by that, we're to the old timers who have been following this, they should be up to speed by now. But essentially, we look here. The balance is all of the currencies in one area. This here is a balance level. I can see it. So we don't pinpoint it. We draw the balance level in the middle. Okay, from this area, that will be an area of price balance. So we'll box out the whole area, and it's why sometimes it looks like trades work accurately, and other times they're like there's an overshoot, and it's kind of why I don't really look to the left too much. For example, last night here on Euro, I knew there's a high chance of Euro being stronger than pound, based on the fact that it's pound was kind of at a different level here, but Euro had a bit more overshoot because this level here has already been used. So this price here can pass this and come and use this one. Now this level here, let's zoom in. This is why we have to be dynamic. Okay. So let's just take this range. We'll just go from here, let's say. Okay. The down move is here. The 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 balance point will be here, right? This whole area. So you take the entire move. So let's say you have a small one here. It's gonna use it, and then in doing so, if it creates another range, then we now have to balance this entire range. Okay, so we box this area off as a area of range. We'd like to put this at 50% here, and then we'd have to include this. So would we do that? Well, it's good to me. So that's what we should be doing. Okay, but this all gets too complicated by doing all of this all the time, and we don't have the patience for that. Okay, we just don't. If we put the market profile tool here, what it's going to do is it's going to give us that level of balance right there, right in the middle here. So we'll do that for the purpose of this video. One second. Drag and drop volume profile. We'll use that one. We'll try to line this up. All right. Oops. If we go back, it's going to profile everything. The further we go back. Here we go. Now we want this as our area. So it's giving us this yellow line is the area of balance because it's doing this entire range. Now, let's go on a weekly. It was probably going to be a little easier for us. Here we go. I want this range here. All right, it's not doing it. Hang on. Let's try this one here. All right. Exactly what I'm talking about, people. This is why we can't go with fixed things. So this is going to look like an overshoot. So guys are going to say in the market profile world, oh, well, it just sold over above value or over the VWAP or over the TPO or whatever. Without understanding the true mechanics behind this, because all this is balance. The world is balance, as above, as below. It contracts, it expands, it breathes in, it breathes out like the lungs. Everything is a copy of something else, as above, as below. We all are an organism functioning in the same mechanics, as is the market. Um, so everything, for example, people will say that this is a raid. It's a raid in their mind because it's an illusion of a raid. It looks like a raid. Okay, even if we all stopped putting our money into this tomorrow, if everyone just quit, this shit would still continue to go. Okay, in the same mechanism. So how do we fix this problem though that we found? So we found that the level of balance is there, but the market profile is telling us it's there. Well, we have to trust what we know. So we this market profile will be based on fixed dynamics, um, because it's a mechanical tool with settings, right? Look, indicator list, edit. Do you see anything there that says dynamic? Okay. No, these are the numbers. 50, look back 50, volume count 70, 20. It's fixed. Okay. It will not work long term unless we be dynamic with it. All right, so let's be dynamic. What do we have last night? Well, we have last night a level of interest that was developing on the 1 minute chart. Um, Actually, I might take off some profit here. We'll take off a lower level one. Um, I've no idea what this one is, but we do have a rule about the higher one. We'll take that off too. And quickly while we're here, let's just, because we are in this session here. All right, so that is dollar yen looks lovely, excellent. We're happy with that. Um, dollar Swiss is a little lower. We're wrong on Swiss, but we are going up, so we're happy with that. We'll exit the higher level long, and we'll exit the lower level long. We will be loading further back up on this later on. Pound is here. We will take the lower level one off, and we will take the higher level one off. Euro, we got more room. Obviously, we are expecting Euro to be stronger, so we're going to have to wait on that. Done New Zealand. Let's do Aussie. All right, Aussie looks nice. We'll take this one, and we'll take this one. All right, excellent. Why did we do 120 lots on that? Well, because we know we will always break the rules. We cannot stick to any rules. Once we know ourselves, this is in my case anyway. I have too much Jupiter energy, so I'm free and I'm a mischief. I will not be following rules. I'm sorry. And that's perfect for me because now we've discovered that this is in fact truly dynamic. There are no rules. Um, Now, it made me think of an example other day. This is why you have to make this work for you in the way you see it. I have heavy Jupiter energy, and it's the maximum energy I have. So I can understand things in that way, as that is natural to me. But someone with no Jupiter energy and lots of Sun energy will see it in a different way. They have to find it in a different way. They have to recognize balance in a way that makes sense for them. Because we're all different wiring diagrams. So this video will make sense to Libra people, but I'm trying to make it, or Sagittarius people, but I'm trying to make it make sense to a broader group of people. Um, Here's an example. The other day, I was having a discussion with someone who doesn't have much Jupiter energy, but knows the things that we have been discussing for the last couple of years. Um, but this person will not be able to find the creativity at this point in their life to understand the Jupiter within themselves. So if we give them compliments on their Jupiter, so hey, um, you're you have this sense of freedom about you. What's going to happen is they're going to really appreciate that. But ultimately, it's not going to change them. It's not going to make them free. They have to feel free within themselves. So if a person with huge sun energy is attractive, um, if you give them sun compliments, but they're not feeling too attractive today, if you give them sun compliments like, wow, you're so beautiful, they might appreciate it. They're not going to appreciate it as much as if they had no sun. If they have a lot of sun energy, they're going to appreciate it less than if they had no sun energy. But it's ultimately still not going to change them. They have to feel sexy within themselves or beautiful within themselves. So, but back to the Jupiter point here. Um, this person said to me, well, they still buy water bottles. And I said, what do you mean you buy water bottles? But, and, oh, well, because it's got chlorine in it and the chemtrails and all this stuff. Okay, that's what they want you to think because the opposition runs that side as well. So they will scare you. So whether I'm right or wrong, my view on it is there is no pollution in the water because the earth will always rebalance and clean itself. We also know that we get the water from the water wells. Each city block is connected to the water well below, um, 60 feet below, um, just where the fire hydrant is. There is no special place where it's coming from, where they're putting chlorine in it and all that. It's all nonsense. It's an illusion. They want us to think that because they want us to be scared. Both sides. It's a double-sided, constant psychological operation on both sides. Especially the people that seek freedom. Hence the war on the seven building seven Libra, etc., etc., etc. It's a war on nature, is ultimately what it is. So if this, what I'm trying to say is this person is unable to see without me telling them that you don't need water to buy water. You can just get it from the tap. It's fine. Then their rebuttal is, well, it doesn't taste that good here. It's different to there. Well, that's because the ground where you live is different. You're in a new place. It's now a clay ground. You may have been in a limestone area before. The water is different. It's harder in a limestone area, etc., etc., etc. But you think it's different because you're in a different city and they've got a different plant treatment center and all this stuff. Let's say I'm wrong and that's what they're doing. Well, no problem. In my reality, I've built that because that's what I believe. So that builds my reality. I'm free that way. I'm not allowing the government to create my own reality. Um, they don't have a right to create my reality. I have the right to create my reality, and so do you guys. They don't have the right. The squirrel is born and he sees what he sees. His mum teaches him things, and that's it. But they don't send him to a government indoctrination camp telling him the world is a spinning ball, the water is full of chloride and chemtrails and whatnot. He just drinks the water straight from the squirrel, from the puddle, or the nearby river. He doesn't think about it. He sees it's good, he tries it, and it's good. That's it, because water is always cleaning itself. Um, So we have to think that way, but someone that's lacking in Jupiter will always need guidance until they crack it themselves. And they have to crack it within, and then they will find these things and build their own reality from that, therefore losing the fear. Because the squirrel is not fearful that the water is going to contaminate him. It's utterly ridiculous. Neither is the dog, neither is the birds. The only dogs that will be are the ones that live in condo buildings, watching television with their masked owner all day. Those ones by now probably brainwashed themselves, unfortunately. So anyway, let's find dynamic balance here. Um, we saw last night CAD was holding this level. The dollar was above the level at the time. Um, we're just doing a level of time and putting the 50% in there. Pound was above the level. The question was pound going to break? When will pound break? All right. Well, so what we're doing is we're looking for CAD to maintain its strength and follow the dollar, and we're looking for Aussie and New Zealand to drop below the level. Well, Aussie, hang on, where is the Aussie? So Aussie was below the level, and New Zealand was slowly following it. So that's why I went 120 on the New Zealand, because I knew that what was going to happen next, and New Zealand will likely follow Aussie. And we don't have to deal with all this pound euro stuff because it was in Asia. So I know that it's New Zealand and Aussie should be the ones moving. And now that same area, let's look at the Swiss and the LFX. All right, Swiss and the LFX. See, LFX was above the level, and Swiss was at the level. I was thinking that Swiss is coming down this week, but it appears to be following the dollar. So, but dollar is stronger. Um, so the overall theme anyway is dollar. We're not really, as long as we're long dollar, we're happy. Um, Now we'll try to draw up a new level here, and then I want to show you how this area of balance. Look, we can see we have no level of balance here on the 1 minute chart, none, zero. Recent level. We don't have it. This is good, yeah. The last one is here. So this is our time. 5 o'clock until 5:16. All right. So 5, 5:16. All right, that's close enough. zoom in here. Um, 5 o'clock. So this is our area, the whole box, the whole area. So it's quite big. Now remember, everything's breathing. So if the dollar comes below here, is it really below balance? The others would have to be showing us all of the same thing. So this is the chance of this breaking it here all on its own is crazy. But we'll put a line in the middle. It would be here. And this is going to avoid us looking to the left and all that stuff. So we have to go through them all. 5, 516. All right. What's happened here is CAD's come back to the level and dropped. Okay. Now we go through this whole thing all through here. This is the tedious part. But we don't have to do any of this. We really don't need to even bother with any of this. But this is how we're going to perfect our entries and lower our risk if people are interested in that, as I'm sure there are people with Capricornian energy in them and Virgo energy that will have to follow a structure, and that's fine. So here is the structure. You will have to be dynamic, okay? Because the world is dynamic, it's not fixed. I guess it's here. All right. If we were to put that market profile tool up, it's going to give us the same information as before, right? It's going to tell us that the balance level is somewhere in the middle. And the pound is above balance and breaking out, and everyone thinks that this is going to go to the moon or whatnot. But no, I think we might actually sell another one. Do we want to sell another one? We are addicted. We are addicted. This is the type of thing we will be doing. Ugh, my God. Yeah. I don't think I want to reload just here yet. But guys are going to buy here. We do know that this is dropping, so I think we're going to do it anyway and sell it in the worst possible place. Okay. All right. As everyone's buying, all right, we know that Euro's going to want to follow. We've got enough Euro positions. We're not going to do that. Dollar is holding this level, no problem. Let's bring the others over quickly. Sorry if this video is dragging on, but it's very important we go through this. Very important. All right, here it is. As nobody else is talking about this, quite frankly. All right. All right, that's good. Excellent. So we're going to be able to read it from here instead of guessing off of this. Do we buy euro pound here or do we sell euro pound? Well, there should be something, but what if it pushes and all that? Just this is not enough. This here is fixated on one place. This is, even though it's dynamic, it's also playing with our mind, right? And we're going to try to find a story here. And we'll come back at this level a little later on as more things have unfolded around it. I just want to get them all in for now. Sorry. All right, so that's good. In time. So basically, this is our level entirely. Okay. And the balance is the middle of each one specifically. Okay, that's that. That's that. Two more here. 5 o'clock. Swiss is miles above it. Swiss still has to come back and balance here, so that gives us enough room for dollar Swiss to continue, if it wants to do that. Remember, everything in this price chart is an illusion. It's not real. What's real is the numbers here. It's just how they show us these numbers in a different reality. It's not real. Everything, everything on the screen is an illusion. That's why I always will do things in magenta to remind us it's an illusion. Purple, Pisces, illusion. Look at the crown. She has the purple on her gold crown. Purple. It's indicating to me, you see, the world has always had kings and queens, whether you like it or not, from the very, very beginning, even when we were in a spiritual reality of love. But however, the kings and queens were good people back then. This is before a fractal of time we can even think of. Everybody's mind wants to go back to the beginning of Christianity and all this garbage. That is an ant to what it's like the iceberg, the tiny piece of ice, but actually there's a giant berg underneath. For the Christianity, you have to go long before that, long before, all the way back to the Hebrews and before, and then you'll get a glimmer of truth. All right. So this is our level. We'll watch it. Is anything ranging off of this level currently showing us anything? That's my first question. Is anything ranging off of this level? Dollar is going sideways. The CAD is trending down. Pound is trying to go up. Euro's back at the level. Um, so with pound above the level, euro above the level, dollar at the level, um, it's telling me we may have some sort of chop coming. Um, so with that said, what will we do about that? What we will do is we will come back to this later, and we will look for some more clues. I am feeling like loading up on this late Asia again, or London. That's what I'm thinking. So give this some more time to develop. But that's the video, guys. I hope that helps. Sorry it was a long one. Cheers.